Responsive design doesn't mean just taking a website and making sure it looks good on a mobile device. Responsive design is actually something that means that no matter how your particular build or design is accessed, that it works as intended. It therefore also relates in a way to accessibility. Ensuring that no matter who the user is, they have a good experience is definitely part of what makes something responsive. So yes, we do primarily refer to responsive web design as the ability for a website to respond to different devices and screen widths, but we should also be mindful about how websites respond from person to person and from use case to use case. Now, years ago, in the days of coding websites, this was a particular challenge. To ensure that something looked really good on a desktop device and then carried through to do the same on a mobile was a lot more challenging. It required some really quite complicated code, and it also required that the code understood the particular device that was being used at the time, the screen width, and what adjustments could be made based on what browser or device was in use. Nowadays, we have tools that allow us to design a website with something visual and then visit a tablet and mobile breakpoint to make small adjustments to ensure it looks good. And that's been working really well for a long time, but let's be honest, when you've spent so much time on a design already, that last stage of making it work on mobile, or perhaps you work the other way around, making it work better on desktop, can take up a lot of time. And thanks to Wix Studio, it doesn't have to. So I'm here right now inside a client project in Wix Studio, and this is something that if you've been following along on the channel, you'll see I've been working with this template for a little while. I actually built this using the AI sitemap and wireframe generator, and I've kind of brought in some of my own content now. You'll also have seen in a recent tutorial, we actually managed to take a form response from a kind of end user and automate a response by the website to find out further information from the client. So again, I just wanted to show you another tool that Wix Studio provides to make your life as a website designer a lot easier, but also a lot more valuable ultimately for your own clients. So the traditional way of doing things, we've left the days of code behind. We're now using visual editing tools. So Wix Studio is definitely one of those. Would be to kind of go through from breakpoint to breakpoint and rearrange the layouts. You can see here as we get to mobile, especially as that screen, let's see if we can adjust that further. It gets really small. The text looks appalling. And this is definitely not responsive, right? If we were to access this on our phone, you can see there the word journey has been split apart. The text is very cramped. The picture is almost now meaningless and hard to kind of understand. You can make out there's a kettlebell, and you can definitely make out that there's dumbbells there, but they are on the whole relatively overcropped, and they're not really adding to this layout as much as they should be. And this is why responsive design is really important. If someone accesses your website on a device and experiences it in a way you didn't intend them to, then you kind of lose complete control over the user journey and the clarity of the information that you're providing them with in the first place, which for your clients could mean basically make or break for their business. Now, I probably don't need to say this anymore, but the vast majority of web traffic is actually on a mobile device. So, if you're still not optimizing for mobile users, then you're losing a huge proportion of clients. And again, if you're a web designer like me, that's actually your client's clients and then your perceived value. So this is a really important step. But anyway, enough waffling on. The point of this is to show you that you no longer need to do this manually. Wix Studio has built in an AI-powered responsive website tool, which means that you can effectively click any section of your site, press one button, and it will handle the entire process for you. So this is something that I would recommend trying out yourself, especially if you're using Wix Studio. So let's give this a go. What we're going to do is select our section, and you'll see here we've got the kind of responsive AI stars icon. If we give this a click, it's going to say to us we can get a responsive section on all devices with AI. So once you're done designing on the desktop, generate a responsive design with AI so your section looks good on all devices. You can then review, apply, and customize it. Now that's a really important point. This isn't just going to take our desktop design and make a kind of different version for mobile and tablet that's, done for us and we therefore can't edit it. It's actually going to change it on the canvas for us. So as soon as it's done, we can then go in and start making edits ourselves. Let's click generate now and see what it does. What I love is you can see it in real time working and you can kind of get an understanding beforehand of what it's going to do. I don't know why, I just think that's quite cool. Okay, so let's review what it's done. My favorite way to do this is to drag the handle and see as we switch through different widths and screen sizes. Let's just sort of see how it responds. So desktop is looking good as expected. Let's drop down now to tablet. And as you can see, it's made some small adjustments for this screen size and everything's looking quite consistent with the desktop version here. So that's really good. And let's drop down to mobile. This is probably where we're going to see the most dramatic change to the layout. Nice, I'm actually really happy with this. So it's gone with something completely different. So we've, rather than got the kind of left and right, we've now kind of got that stacked column. But I really like how it's still kept that layering of the images, which is really nice. And as we sort of scale, you'll see this is fully responsive. The text is adjusting as expected, and this would now work and display that information correctly on different screen sizes. So really, really helpful. And you can see how this could save hours, right? If we kind of talk about an entire website where we've got, easily sort of 20 to 30 pages, if we've got like a bigger project, this could not only save us like a ton of time, but it can also make us automate processes that realistically AI can now handle for us. And if we scroll down on the mobile view, you'll actually see that the wireframe that I generated before with that original AI prompt is already sort of out of the box responsive. So if you're kind of looking to jumpstart a website for one of your clients, then come into Wix Studio's AI prompt kind of starting point, because you can get miles and miles ahead and you're still in complete control. So if you kind of get to that point and you think, actually, I want to customize this further, the controls and the reins are still completely in your hands. So it's not like using AI to replace you in any way. It's almost like a quick start and an assistant along the way. So I definitely see this more as a kind of co-worker. I definitely personally make some kind of minor adjustments to this layout myself before I went ahead and pressed publish. But that's kind of consistent with AI across the board, really. It's really good for those kind of repetitive and kind of mundane jobs. But when it comes to creativity and originality, you still want to be getting involved as much as possible. And frankly, when it comes to Wix Studio, I'm blown away with what it's offered for me. So if we're talking about a kind of starting point all the way through to publish and therefore beyond that, the AI tools that Wix Studio provided us with to quick start our client projects is everything from a kind of wireframe and sitemap all the way through to a high fidelity starting point for your website, then populating that with your content, then you can publish a client site realistically, if you get things right, within minutes, and then handle the automations after the fact. So once your website's live, you can kind of respond to form inquiries or handle automations around the different apps in the tool, like booking systems, etc. So this is a really powerful suite of tools that, in my opinion, just means you're going to be able to provide your clients with something just that little bit more valuable. So definitely worth exploring. Have you ever used an AI responsive tool before? I know that Framer and Webflow are both exploring these kind of features as well at the moment, but this is something that I've known has existed inside of Wix Studio for quite some time now. So let me know in the comments below, have you used anything like this before? Has it worked for you? Is it something you've had kind of success with? And is this something you would see kind of building into your current workflow? Also, for the sake of engagement and also helping me out with the channel, please do leave the video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. And more importantly, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next one, and I will see you there.